everybody. Welcome into the Mountaineers Now postgame show presented by Country Roads Air Duct Cleaning. Taking me to comfort. West Virginia falling to the UCF Knights 72-59 tonight in Orlando. It was a tough night indeed, as West Virginia really just couldn't get anything going offensively. Pat Sumnick, who has been red hot as of late, really willed West Virginia their wins over Texas and Kansas. He was held scoreless tonight. He fouled out, had 3 turnovers. Not your typical Pat Sumnick of late. Josiah Harris was the leading point scorer for West Virginia with 15. He had 8 rebounds as well. All of his points coming from behind the arc. And a look at the team stats here. West Virginia again shot the ball well from deep, 11 of 28, but outside of that, not much. 10 of 30 from everywhere else. Ibrahima Diallo had a double-double in this one, 14 points and 12 boards to go along with 3 blocks. Chris, this one it just felt like it was over from the beginning. I mean, even the 6-0 run to start the game, it just had that early feeling of like, ooh, if this gets to double digits, it's probably not going to end well. So, that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, West Virginia definitely didn't do themselves any favors with early turnovers, but
yeah,
officiating kind of dictated how that was going to be set.
It's a weirdly officiated game.
It was a terribly officiated game yet again, and they just allow one team to do whatever they want. It's the same thing that happened to Oklahoma last week, and West Virginia drove the ball to the basket. They got hacked, they got bumped, and they didn't get the call. They only got 12 fouls with an aggressive defensive team like that. Pretty impressive. Don't think they were fundamentally sound, but you just get inconsistency from night to night. And I know last week I said, they have to overcome it, but I don't know how you overcome when you're getting hit in the arm while you're going up for a shot. So one of those nights, they even went in, tried to draw the fouls, couldn't get them, and UCF got to the free throw line. So I don't know really what else you're supposed to do. Battle got frustrated. He got bumped to the floor after the play.
Yeah.
It just goes so you can scream. You can't scream after a dunk, but you can body check a kid to the floor, and that doesn't result in anything. So understood his frustration, but he's got to if you want to be
time
a
and place for it.
good you want to be a good player, you have to overcome stuff like that and not let it get to you and just keep grinding. So I understand the frustration, but he's got to keep his head about him there, especially as the leading scorer and one of the leaders on the team.
Yeah, I mean, he went out the 10:52-ish mark or so, and I mean, it's not like they necessarily had a chance at that point, but I mean, you felt like if he's around, you would have a much better chance, obviously. But they cut it to, I believe, single digits, right? Once, or got close to cutting it to single digits, and
Yeah, I mean Harris gets hot, all of a sudden that
yeah,
opens up the floor a little
it's a
bit
different
if
ballgame.
he's in the game. So it's to me it's frustrating to hear myself complain about the officiating, but I mean it's just so bad every night. Like college basketball, so bad.
I don't think I
Everyone's
realized how bad it was until I started covering the NBA. It's night and
everyone
day.
wants to talk about how the portal and NIL is ruining college sports. It's the officiating. Like, how can you watch this game and not see that there's a huge problem?
Yeah.
Again, you're getting bumped on one end of the floor and it's a foul, and on the other end, it's play on. Like 12. If you probably go back and look, that's probably the lowest foul total UCF has probably had all year. 12 fouls on a team like that. They called it, I think, 3 or 4 in the second half. Like, that's impressive to say. Like, you have to really try not to call fouls at that point in time.
Yeah, 2 Mountaineer starters were held scoreless. Sumnick, as I already mentioned, was one of them. Kobe Johnson, the other. Battle, he only had 5 points before his ejection. So when you have those types of numbers, it makes it tough. Obviously, the silver lining in this one is obviously Josiah Harris. And again, we've been talking about him and some others throughout the year. Someone's got to step up outside of the big name transfer guys. Maybe Josiah Harris could be that guy. I mean, I know this is just a 1-game thing, but I've said it all season long. He's got a nice looking shot. He's just got to have more confidence in taking it. I mean, do you feel like he could be someone that could step up into that role? Because I mean, it looks like he has the parts. I think the confidence is what's lacking.
Yeah, he needs some of that Sumnick confidence.
Yeah,
Confidence, right? It really changed his game as of like, yeah, he just needs you know, sure up what he's doing. Just be confident when you get the ball that you want to shoot it. It looked a little better tonight. Maybe not playing last against Kansas Saturday kind of gave him a little advantage on the sideline, looking to know when he could take his shots. But I mean, yeah, if he can get a little confidence, obviously this goes for a long way of the team. But really, this team on the road, they need to find that same energy that they start off with at home. Like if they
Yeah.
just match that UCF energy, they probably keep pace, and it probably comes down to the final minute or so. So as much as I want to complain about the refs, they got to do something with the energy to start the game. They're not matching the energy on the road, and really you want to do better than match it. You want to play above uh, your opponent on the road. So I don't know the secret. That's why coaches get paid millions and find consistency to get that. I think the last year that they've had a winning record on the road was Deuces last year. I think they
Yeah.
won 6 games on Big 12 games on the road. So it can be done. You just got to have those guys that it's almost like they're reacting to start. Like they're just trying to ride that wave. Just try to maintain. Stay within reach and then try to fight back, but it's not the
Was
way. I
that
don't
Deuce?
think they're doing it intentionally.
Was that Deuce year the weird year where they were winning games on the road but couldn't win at home?
There was a bunch of weird things.
Yeah. I mean,
That was
but
actually that was COVID year, so
yeah,
that was
makes sense
whatever.
why you'd win more games on the road.
Yeah, there's not really anyone in this. I mean, at that point in time,
They're all neutral court games,
I think
essentially.
I think it's that it depended. We'd have to go back and look. Depending where you were, West Virginia was letting fans in a minimum. It wasn't full yet, but
Yeah.
there were by the time basketball that time of the year conference play started, basketball was allowing
I
fans. Not a lot, but there was fans there.
I mean, I agree that like the whole start, the energy when it's on the road, I don't want to say that it's like a defeatist attitude by any means, but it's almost like they enter the game as if they're already looking up at the scoreboard down 10 points and they've got to climb out of this massive hole. They've got to overcome so much instead of just taking it to the other team like they did Kansas. And even, for example, Pat Sumnick, like he just outplayed honestly one of the best players in the country in Hunter Dickinson just a couple of days ago. Today against Ibrahima Diallo, he didn't do anything. He was overmatched. Again, you could point to the size differential, but Dickinson still had that size advantage underneath as well, and he outplayed him. So there's no excuse for it. It's just, I think, a confidence thing, playing on the road, having the crowd against you, that's got to change because right now the margin for error for this team is extremely razor thin. I mean, there may not even be a margin for error at this point. So I don't know what they've got to do to fix that, but they've got to figure it out here in the next
They
couple
got to
of
do
games.
something with the guards too, because I don't know why Kansas never adjusted and why they didn't pressure the guards, but everyone that pressures Oklahoma did it last week. UCF
Yeah,
did full court pressure for the most part.
it's been a
You
problem.
pressure these guards and speed them up, they struggle.
Yeah.
Turnovers start mounting up, and they get down early when they can't match the energy and they don't attack offensively off that pressure. And you use their momentum, use the opponent's momentum against them when they're overplaying. You get backdoor and easy looks and get mismatches and get the numbers that you're playing right into it, and they just have yet to figure it out. It's being schemed; they just can't execute it. And I mean, credit UCF, they're long. They're one of the bigger
They're a
teams in
decent
the
team.
league. They're a long team. They're tough defensively. You got to let them overplay and just take advantage of that.
Well, the good thing is West Virginia's got Oklahoma State on Saturday on the road. Well, I guess that's the downside of it is on the road, but they are winless in Big 12 conference play right now as we speak, as we're recording. They're actually up on TCU 33-19, 5 minutes till halftime. But you've got to be able to figure this out. You got to go and get yourself a road win. If you're going to get any road win in this league, you would think it's going to come on Saturday in Stillwater. Maybe Jesse Edwards is back for that one. I don't know. I would almost say probably a more realistic timeline would probably be next Wednesday when West Virginia plays Cincinnati at home. But we'll see. Maybe they get him out there for a few minutes in a limited role. But early thoughts on West Virginia, Oklahoma State. What has to go right? What has to change from what went on tonight? And how do they balance this up and down kind of little stretch that they've been in?
Attack. They keep attacking, and if you don't get the foul call early, they're eventually going to call the foul. Just keep attacking. They play aggressive out front, make them pay. Use their momentum against them. Get the back doors. Get some pick and pops. Just don't let them. anticipate your offense. Eilert talks about it after every game. Use option B, C, and D. There's plenty of it's not just one play, like they're setting up a layup. There's plenty
Yeah.
of options in a
And
play.
then it's like, oh crap, they covered it. What do we do now?
They just panic. They don't know how to get, Kerr's, he's been good, but he needs to be a threat
He
off
needs to take it up.
the dribble. So where they have to play back, they're just playing up on him because he's not driving to the basket as much as he probably needs to be on one to kind of give some opportunities to others. So a lot of it's just film work, and a lot of it's just new guys still playing together. So
Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree with everything you just said. I mean, it's been a tough season, but I think the one thing that I've kind of noticed over the last few games is it's almost like a lot of these guys are pressing, understanding what the situation they're in, what needs to happen if they were to go to the mark or to the big dance, or what they need to do. They feel like everything is riding on every single possession and every single little decision that they make on the floor. They just need to relax, go out and play the game, have fun with it. And at this point, that's the best you can ask for. Play with maximum effort, maximum confidence. And if you do that and you fall short, I mean, what else more can you ask for? So West Virginia again falling to UCF 72-59 tonight against UCF. We'll be back in action Saturday in Stillwater against the Oklahoma State Cowboys at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, tipping off on ESPN Plus. So that'll do it for Chris and myself. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Mountaineers Now. Give us a like and a follow on X at the same handle. And we'll be back tomorrow morning with an episode of Between Years.